I want to really talk about Nina Turner and Hilary Rosen today, which is not a Foolishness Friday topic, but I think it's fair to have the conversation. So last night I was watching something in passing. It was on my timeline, and there was this battle. I think it was on Chris Cuomo's show, who also has a show on Sirius XM. And Nina Turner, who is the surrogate for Bernie Sanders, and Hilary Rosen, who I think is a surrogate for Biden, but she was Hillary Clinton's big...
Unofficially, her title on the program was just Democratic strategist.
Okay.
But she definitely seems to be in the Biden camp.
Right. Now, she used to be the head of Recording Industry Association of America. She and her wife have adopted 2 black children. In Texas, they adopted 2 black children who were twins in 1999. Let's just play the clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
What Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about, he said, it is the point that the white moderate wants things to be comfortable, and instead of focusing in on that, the bigger threat is not necessarily the white KKK member, but more the white moderate that is more comfortable with keeping things the same or pretending like there is no tension.
Don't use Martin Luther King against Joe Biden. You don't have that. You don't have that standing.
First of all,
I'm
Hillary,
sorry, you don't.
Don't tell me what kind of standing I have as a black woman in America. How dare you?
You have a lot of standing as a black woman in America. You don't have the standing to attack Joe Biden using Martin Luther King's words.
I didn't attack anybody. You're taking it that way. Listen, don't dip into what I have to say about the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How dare you, as a white woman, sit up here and try to tell me,
that is not what I said.
To tell me
Don't you do that.
what I'm supposed to feel and what I'm doing right now.
I'm out of time on this.
That's something wrong. Chris,
listen,
I didn't jump in on her,
Nina,
though. And then she wants to jump in on me.
I wish I had a voice right now, because I was feeling Nina Turner. There's a paternalistic, almost like hubris that Hilary Rosen displayed in her commentary. First of all, she was wrong. And we're going to actually have Lamont tell you exactly what Dr. King said. Nina Turner was absolutely 100% correct in what Dr. King said. But there's this notion that you know better. And maybe because you're raising black children, you feel like you have the right to have that position, to tell this woman, Nina Turner, that she doesn't have the placement to use Dr. King in that way. I was like, and I want to say this, it's endemic. It is completely how I see a lot of folks who call themselves allies, who act like, they're down with us, while they pat us on our heads and wag their fingers at us because they think that they're smarter than we are, or they think they have more of a right to have this conversation because I know better. And that's what I felt. She was talking down to Nina Turner. It was absolutely wrong. Nina Turner was right. Chris Cuomo should have cut that lady off, cut off her mic, and let Nina Turner finish what she had to say, because that was ridiculous. And it fuels the energy that people are talking about. And it goes both ways, because there's a lot of commentary about the Bernie people being completely toxic, and we're going to get to that. But at the same time, there's this kind of paternalistic, you don't know better. And I got accused of that because I said, we don't respect elders. This is not an elders thing. This to me is a kind of white privilege thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't want to even use that term, but it is. It's like,
it is.
You think you know better.
Yeah. When you can take a position like that, then yeah, it is privilege.
Now, what she was saying and interrupted Nina Turner was, King said the silence of white moderates. He did not say that. So Lamont, tell us exactly what King said about white moderates.
I'm going to take my time here. All right, focus on the words, not the voice. I must confess that over the past few years, I have been gravely disappointed with the white moderate. I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's great stumbling block in this stride towards freedom is not the white citizen's counselor or the Ku Klux Klanner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action, who paternalistically believes he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by the mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season. Shallow understanding from people of good will is more frustrating than the absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection. Keep that same energy.
So,
well, he didn't say that.
Right, I love that. We'll tweet it out so people can read for themselves. But the discussion, and Nina Turner was making a great point, even though there's this notion of establishment versus revolution. We can do both.
Right.
And I think Chris making the point, we are on the same side, or we should be, was very valiant. The fight isn't with each other, it should be with Trump and that ideology that is literally destroying this country. But there seems to be another battle going on that we got to take care of. That was ugly. And I'm blaming Hilary Rosen for that, because she didn't have to jump in on a statement. Let the lady finish what she had to say. If you disagree with it, don't lecture her on what King said when you were wrong.
I feel like, though, now the climate that we're in, and this is just from my limited understanding of it, I feel like what happened in 2016 was so polarizing to the nation and society and the culture at large that now everyone's fighting for the shot to be the one that saves us and rescues. So now, whereas you have Republican versus Democrat, now you have 30 different types of Democrats versus each other. So, and it's now narrowed down to moderates versus liberal, and you're not right, I'm right, as opposed to teaming up against your opponent, your adversary, your oppressor. But now it's like, no, follow me, no, follow me, no, follow me. If you get the chance to lead, I'm not following you because I'm still fighting for my right to be followed. You know what I mean? And it just seems like well, I say we because I'm focusing on being a member of society, being a citizen. I'm not saying we as in I am a Democrat. I'm just saying Americans will not win this current battle if it continues like that. I mean, it's simple, art of war, like simple, basic divide and conquer. And media has a direct hand in it, because they, like you said, Chris Cuomo let this go on, let this happen. It's sowing the seeds of unnecessary division.
Because it's good ratings.
It's good ratings, yeah. It's the same thing that led us to where we are. Good ratings and viral moments, and advertisers spending money on salacious journalism, salacious television.
Do you think it's going to change?
No, I think it's the needle is tipping the other way.
I agree.
It's tipping the other way because everything is so hostile right now. So hostile, friction. It's so volatile. It's so divisive. It's hard for it to go back the other way because what's happening now, like society trains, what's happening currently in society will train the next generation. So if the next generation is dialed in, which they are, and they're watching this, oh, this is how you handle disagreements. Oh, this is how the political process works. Skip all that, what they talking about in civics from 9:50 to 11 a.m. every morning. Skip that. That's irrelevant. What I see on TV in the 24-hour news cycle is how it's done. So as I come up the ranks, like you see the one little young girl going around the country with the assault rifle on her back.
The Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
Answer the Republicans put out.
Yeah,
she's the,
and then the little guy.
She works for InfoWars now.
Yeah, and then the little black guy that's with her. Like they think that what they're doing is the correct way to get things done because that's what they see. So will it go back the other way? It's kind of impossible. As far as it tipping, I don't see it. It has to be a complete retraining. It has to be a complete retrain, and the news media, where most of us, 90% of us, regular citizen Americans who don't read or study, and I'll throw myself in there, get our news and information from media.